and welcome to the Death Battle cast. I'm Ben, voice of Wiz in Death Battle, of course, as usual, joined by Chad, voice of Boomstick. What's up, Chad?
Ah, damn! Oh, it was a different one. I thought it was
Almost.
the swingy one. I would have had it too. Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Goku versus Superman week. It's been crazy.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's that time of year. Wait, no, time of decade. Is that how this is gonna be?
Yeah, exactly. Every decade, it just has to happen, right?
Let's
Nah.
get it.
Oh. That's not confirmed.
No, somebody had a really good idea. Was it on cast? I can't remember. For Goku vs Superman 4, the quest for peace. Where they're
Oh
just
yeah. It was like, that was cracking me up.
Yeah. You heard him. Liam's here too. What's up, Liam?
Look how good my hair looks right now. Like it's curved in like such a like a comic book kind of way. It's like doing like a whoosh thing. I look really good right now.
I have the opposite. My hair looks insane right now. As I just
If I said suavemente, would you know what that meant?
I know what suave means in mente is Spanish for like a lot or something, or like very. I don't know. Yeah, probably. Is that like a reference to some internet thing?
Not at all. I just want to say you look very suavemente.
Thank you, sir. I haven't taken a look at you yet, so I can't say whether you look suave.
As the voice of Embu. You'll know from our community.
Yeah,
What's
he
up,
does
Embu?
look suavemente.
yeah, Embu, the people's champion.
Yes.
That's me, I guess.
I'm the people's enemy.
Back to cast.
Yeah.
He's the people's champion.
Good.
I'm public enemy number one.
That's exactly what I want to hear right now, because we're about to do a battle between you and I that they get to vote on. So if you're the enemy, then I can count in your guys' vote, right? That'll be great.
Votes.
The
That's not
people's
how
heel.
being an enemy works, Liam.
Do a heel turn, Liam. Come on.
Some people like to-
Is
I
Liam
don't
the
have any-
heel
I
of
don't
Death
have any-
Battle?
Yes!
Yes.
Oh yeah, well,
He's definitely
I'm both.
He's
the heel
certainly the
and-
heel.
I'm definitely the heel, but I'm also like the family dog. You know, like it's like look at like we always do casts and stuff, or we have meetings, and it's always like you look over and you see what the dog is doing, and you'll kind of focus on what the dog is doing for a little bit. Like it's like, oh, he's just sitting there, he's sniffing, or he's sitting a funny way. But for me, it's like Liam and that dick joke that he just said, dick. He's so funny.
I wouldn't
I
call
think
you a
that's-
dog, but definitely the heel
He's
of the
literally
circle.
said it.
That's what
Yeah.
I'll give you-
I'm the funny mascot you put on like the side of the building. The Death Battle of the Universe.
I love this show.
We're gonna get a
Oh,
sticker made that it's just that right there, and it just says "Hasta la pasta." That's perfect.
yeah, exactly.
That's what
There,
she
you
needs.
guys got your screenshot, so
There we go. Look for that in the store. All right. Well, hey everybody. Yes, we did just release Goku versus Superman.
Let's go.
Oh!
Surprisingly, people are liking it a lot. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say surprisingly. That's like the goal, right?
It was
the
We
goal,
want
yeah.
people to like it. But I'll be honest, I was a little nervous when we released it. I was like, oh God, are people gonna like
thought
this?
we were
Are people
crazy.
care?
They
Yeah.
they thought we'd lost the sauce, but we didn't.
There's
So,
just cheering
we
going
were
on.
fucking.
Mhm.
We were
We've had the
swimming
sauce.
in a swimming pool full of sauce. It's going
So-
into our veins and in our mouth.
Yep.
Delicious.
So Ben,
Yep.
I've noticed something, and this
All
is
right,
gonna
well,
make
somebody put the dog on the leash, please.
yeah. Muscle that thing. Sorry. No, Ben. So it's really interesting, and this is gonna make you feel old because it made me as well. But it's also like kind of cool. I was watching some reaction videos, and what I noticed was like a lot of like younger reactors, and like even most people like I like were just like, oh yeah, it's Superman. Like it's Superman, of course. Like, but and
That's
I
us.
literally think that it's because of like the Goku versus Superman videos that we've done in the past, especially the first one, have been out long enough and been viewed by people that now like people were growing up with an understanding of just how fucking busted Superman is. Like like everybody's saying, right? Like,
Yeah.
and it was
It's 100% true.
And
It's 100% true. There
and so
isn't really like
it was so interesting to see, like, because it's just like, because again, back then when we were doing it, everybody's like, Goku or die, you know, like, and it's just like the narrative has shifted a little bit. I'm like,
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a different era in terms of Superman himself. Like when we first released the original Goku vs Superman, Man of Steel wasn't out yet. Like Superman hadn't had a
yeah.
movie in like
that's
what
right.
a while.
Yeah.
Superman had kind of left public consciousness, and it to as much as Superman can for some time. Same with Dragon Ball to a certain extent, but like we knew that new movie was coming out. A new movie had come out, the one with Vegeta's brother, which is why I assumed the new movie, this like Battle of Gods thing, wasn't gonna actually introduce anything new. Surprise, surprise, it did, because the Vegeta brothers movie didn't. And so we do have a bit of a different situation in terms of that. Like Superman is much more prevalent now. That fuck the MCU had barely kicked off, right? Like it's a completely
Yeah.
different sort of like
Yeah.
like area in that regard. But I do agree with you to a certain extent. I think like our video, I mean it's over 40, it's almost at 50 million views now. I think like it blew up. Obviously, we all know that, and it created that conversation that definitely made it more widely known, or at least had more
Yeah.
options available for people. A lot of it was I noticed over the years that a lot of it was people trying to debunk us or whatever. But over the years, a lot of those people started to like come around. I mean, it was still debunked videos because the way we argued it was wrong. But you know, it was this sort of like turnaround of the matchup over 5 or so years.
I was just going to stack on top of what Chad said. I vividly remember like the movie before that was Superman Returns, right? So it'd been many years since Superman Returns.
Yeah.
We hadn't seen Man of Steel. And then I think my parents bought
Forgot
me
about that, yeah.
Tenkai Ichi Budokai 3. And at that point, there had been no Dragon Ball content. And I was like, holy shit, I forgot Dragon Ball existed. So like y'all literally dropped that at a time when like we were kind of in a drought, a little bit of a drought.
I guess
Superman
Superman
Returns
Returns would have come out relatively recently. That was like 20.
Well,
Mhm.
2006. So it
Yeah, it was like
had
3
been
or
like
4
6
years. Yeah.
I
But anyway,
want to say I think Superman
It didn't do
Returns
very well.
little underrated. Little underrated. I don't think it's people said it was
Yeah.
really bad. I don't think it was bad.
In hindsight, I like it.
Amazing.
Yep.
Better than Man of Steel.
It could have been better, but
Yes, it
yeah,
could have been
I mean,
better.
as a return for Superman, because that was the one that was going to be like we hadn't had a Superman movie since
Yeah.
like over a decade or whatever. That was supposed to be the return to form, and it ended up being kind of like a little meh.
it was
It was
Yeah.
a little slow.
Yeah,
meh.
yeah, not
They
the
got his
exciting
character.
return, not the exciting Superman blockbuster you necessarily wanted, which probably is one of the reasons why Man of Steel is the way it is, because it went the complete opposite direction. Yeah, I have to imagine there was some producers on that who were like, we definitely can't do what they did, so let's
No.
do the exact opposite.
We need 10,000 more corpses. Pile them on, baby.
Explosions everywhere.
But anyway, I just say like it was interesting going into it. Just see like a lot of people keeping an open mind, and then also just like leading me like, oh, they know Superman's pretty busted. And I was like, this is cool. Like I'm having a great time with Goku versus Superman, and that's never happened. And then the second part was very funny to me. Is whenever the next matchup got revealed, it's very funny. It's like casual like reactor, whatever. It's like, oh, Galactus versus Unicorn. Hold on.
What?
I think that might be a Transformer guy, but then any like you see somebody from the community react, and it's like they're like ah! Like and they just like lose their entire minds. It's great. Anyway, thank you all for watching the show, for reacting to the show, and spreading the word. We appreciate you.
We can talk about more about Goku vs Superman as we go on. We do have a commentary coming out soon that we recorded, which dives into it. Of course, we did. If you are a member, we did a live Q&A shortly after the episode aired. If you weren't able to tune in, that VOD should be up, I believe, or it will be up soon. And we plan to do that moving forward for every year, or for every episode. So, yeah, the format's we're still kind of figuring out the format because it's just started doing it. But next year we should have a pretty solid, presentation in mind. So yeah, whenever Galactus versus Unicron comes out, we will have that live Q&A. So tune in for that. And yeah, but yeah, I mean, just to kind of move on from that, I do want to say thank you to everybody who has watched it and given it a chance. If you were able to read my blog and see a little bit of the behind the scenes sort of lead up to it, I think a lot of people got on board with it because of the approach that we were taking and the direction of the episode, and it's just fun. I really like how it came out. But what isn't fun is what I'm going to be doing to Liam today, because I am arguing against him as we are debating Omni-Man versus Bardock, aka Goku's dad.
AKA Omni-Man,
Bardock's
Invincible's father.
Sure.
Dad battle. Let's go.
Dad battle. Let's do it.
Dad battle.
Dad Goku versus Superman.
There are some things about this matchup that I don't exactly know what the best route to take is, specifically Bardock in a Super Saiyan form. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm curious what you guys in the chat think about it. Speaking of which,
thanks, World Girl.
Thanks for
Word
the
Girl
membership. Word Girl would kick
Word
Omni-Man's
Girl.
ass. Is the full name. Word Girl? Who is Word Girl? Is that a character?
I assume so.
Word Girl. Why is it so hard to say that?
It's
name?
very
Word
hard
Girl.
to say.
Word Girl. Okay. Anyway, I will be arguing for Bardock, and Liam will be arguing for Omni-Man, and it's our goal to make everybody else here vote for us in terms of who should win a death battle. The jury will consist of 3 seats: Chad, Embu, and you all watching this live right now. There will be a poll at the end of the episode. Something else we'll be revealing in this episode,
we got a few things.
is the final result to something you guys have been voting on for the past couple months.
Oh, you mean the Tournament of Champions?
Welcome to the Tournament of Champions!
Yes, Chad. I do indeed mean the Tournament of Champions.
Welcome to the Tournament of Champions!
It's our last week. We gotta get it in while we
In fact,
can. All right.
Chad, I'm really, really happy that we'll finally be able to end the Tournament
of Champions.
Welcome to the Tournament of Champions!
Chad, are you
I'll
happy
tell you the
we're
best
ending the
part of my
Tournament of
job.
Champions?
Welcome to the Tournament of Champions!
You know,
Embu, you haven't got
eventually
to do one,
something
have you?
just
I was about to
just
say, I
isn't
think
really
the best part of
funny.
my best part of my job right now is hosting events related to the Tournament of Champions in this school.
Welcome to the Tournament of Champions!
I love that we've
I like doing
established
that.
this fucking candle jack thing within.
You know, eventually you repeat something so much that it's no longer funny, like when we talk about the Tournament of Champions.
Welcome to the Tournament of Champions!
But here's the great thing about comedy. You hit that point where it's not funny, and then it becomes funny again, like when you say Tournament of Champions.
Welcome to the Tournament of Champions!
Liam, you're allowed to smile, Liam. You can smile.
Okay, so we'll talk
No,
about
we
that
have so
later.
much
I want to get to my
about,
60
show off.
seconds.
And do.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
you
my
want to get your 60 seconds? Okay,
Yeah,
let's do
yeah.
this.
All right, go.
Yeah.
60 seconds on the clock. Liam, talk about Omni-Man. Let's go.
Tournament of
Tournament of
Champions.
Champions.
Welcome to the Tournament of Champions!
I knew it.
Tournament of Champions.
No.
This is even a word.
Welcome to the Tournament of Champions!
Omni-Man Tournament of Champions beats Bardock because Tournament of Champions, he outstats him. He's stronger. He blitzes like fucking crazy, like he absolutely billions and billions of times faster than light. He has better regenerative abilities. He's been alive much longer. He's a lot more experienced conquering planets. He does it solo versus like Saiyans, which do them in groups. He's a lot smarter. He's a much better combatant. Yeah, I think he's just he's basically a Saiyan, but better in every way. Tournament of Champions.
Welcome to the Tournament of Champions!
Hard form, honestly.
Bravo, you timed that out so well.
Yeah.
Good job. Crossover, thanks for gifting. Lily also earlier. I don't know if you heard me through the Tournament of
That was
Champions.
artistic mastery.
Welcome to the Tournament of Champions!
This entire episode is.
Okay. All right. So, Bardock. Let's talk about Bardock. Bardock is not to be underestimated. He's like the epitome of what the Saiyans were before Goku, right? If Goku is what the Saiyans are now, Bardock is what they were before. And the Saiyans were conquerors. They were incredible fighters, known for their impeccable fighting ability, their ruthlessness, their ability to take down any planet with their own humanoid, I guess, powers and their great ape forms, their natural implementation of ki. And while Bardock himself may not have a whole lot of feats to pull from that might be really impressive, he very easily scales or compares to characters who have done incredible things. And I really think he's gonna potentially be the winner of this tournament.
The poise.
To the death.
The poise. Well,
Okay.
But also the tournament champions.
Welcome to the Tournament of Champions!
I ain't gonna lie, he had us in the first half. Had us in the first half.
Yeah. Kage,
Okay.
thank you for gifting out 10 memberships. Apparently, Kage's stoked about this bit.
Well, let's move into the actual. I am very interested in this matchup because we obviously did Omni-Man versus Homelander a while back, but I've seen a lot of requests for Omni-Man with other characters, and one of them that definitely stood out was Bardock. So I'm curious what you guys just in general think of this matchup, if it makes sense as a potential death battle, and what makes it interesting. Bardock's a little odd though, because there are two Bardocks. I mean, there's
and one of them
technically
is
more.
fucking garbage. One of them is from the worst thing Dragon Ball
I might defend. Whoa, minus Bardock a little bit.
Okay, I gotta hear this.
On its own, I think it's a little jarring because basically big difference is he seems like kind of a nice guy. He's got a wife,
just Superman.
So it's a little similar to Jor-El. I mean, he's still a conqueror. He's still like a violent warlord.
Yeah, but he loves his son.
He does come back and he loves his son and he wants to send his son away. And for some reason, he has some like inkling that like, oh no, Frieza's gonna kill us all, but he doesn't like. There's really no reason why.
What do you think?
I will say the manga has helped elaborate it a little bit, and now the like overall story of the new Bardock is a bit more interesting. There's just more context to him, because honestly, if you look at the old the 90s TV movie, like Bardock was interesting in that movie because he was sort of a peek behind the curtain of what Saiyans were, right?
Yeah, totally.
Which was great, and I don't think they've totally gotten rid of that idea. But Bardock himself, I mean, was he that interesting of a character? I mean, there were some interesting things, but he wasn't that interesting himself. So I do think the attempts that the Toriyama and the manga are trying to make are to make him a little bit more fleshed out as a concept. And to that degree, I'm on board for that. I do kind of miss the like gruff, like saying a few words. Now he talks all the fucking time.
Yeah, he does. Oh,
yeah, he's a very talkative.
Laconic.
Very talkative.
Yeah, they're Spartans.
But that's all right. You know, I think there's still some interesting things to take from new Bardock, especially if you pair the Broly movie and Minus with the Granola arc in the manga, which I know not everybody's a big fan of the Granola arc. I think it has a lot of issues. Granola in particular himself is like,
didn't read it.
I don't know.
I liked it.
But
I liked it.
Bardock is brought in as this sort of like flashback moment, right? Where he conquered Planet Cereal. Haha. Stupid name.
Yeah, man.
He conquered Planet Cereal. He killed everybody there, and then he got to this family and was like, oh shit, maybe what I'm doing is a little fucked up. There's obviously some questions of like, why was it just this one family that made him think this? But just circumstantial. But we're not here to talk about Bardock as his feelings. We're here to talk about whether or not he kicks Omni-Man's ass. And I think he does.
No, he doesn't. He
definitely does.
He attempts. Okay, this is what happens. He kicks Omni-Man. He tries to kick Omni-Man's ass. Omni-Man flies out of the way so fast that Bardock's leg snaps forward across his like shoulder and goes all the way up his own ass. He kicks his own ass, and then shoots out of his mouth. And then it keeps going like an infinity thing, like the world, like the Ouroboros, where it keeps going. That's how fucked he is in this. Like, he infinitely,
infinitely,
yeah,
apparently.
infinitely
I
kicks
don't-
himself.
I feel like
Yeah.
you may be
Yeah.
overselling Omni-Man a little bit
Right?
here.
We're
Thank
talking
you,
about
IMDb.
J.K. Simmons here.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
I mean,
Let's talk about speed. How fast is Bardock?
okay. So
Because he's an early.
I want you to start. I want you to
Saiyan-
start with
Yeah.
Omni-Man because Bardock's abilities are going to take some.
Sure.
It's going to be a journey. So go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
talk about Omni-Man first.
I'm gonna pull out a random feat I know. So when Omni-Man flew from Earth to Thraxa, spoilers for Invincible, obviously, he flew from Earth to Thraxa. He did it. The Thraxa is, and I quote, a couple of galaxies away, give or take. So at a low end, that's going to be that's 4.5 million times faster than light. But in case Ben wants me to go first, only so that he can find a number that is better than mine, I'm not going to say the better one. I'm going to hold off on those for now. So he can fly through space. He can't breathe. I mean, he can breathe. Oh no, he can't breathe in space, but he can hold his breath for like weeks, so it's irrelevant. That's better than a Saiyan. So like, if the fight, I think that's also a big aspect of the fight. If the fight like goes into space, or if the planet is destroyed, which it will be because they're planet busters, Bardock is fucked. He can't hold his breath for as long. He's screwed. He needs his spaceships to survive. Omni-Man doesn't. Omni-Man has super strength, super durability. His ability to heal himself is fucking insane. It's clearly just a justification for the Invincible comic to have the most cartoonish gore you've ever seen.
Yes.
Like you can have
1000%.
organs ripped out and like your stomach is cut open, ripped out, your spine is broken. These are all things that have happened, and
It's
you
like Mortal Kombat.
will actually be fine.
Yeah.
Like Mortal Kombat, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Also,
just that if,
Kinjarex,
like-
thank you for the 10 memberships.
Thank you,
Continue.
Kinjarex. It's only if like vital organs like the brain or heart are like completely destroyed, they have trouble healing from that. I think it's because those are so vital to your life that you need to be able to live for a little bit for it to heal.
He doesn't heal instantly, though, right? Like he could just eventually heal from incredibly fatal wounds.
Yes,
Normally fatal wounds.
but he can. That's true. He won't be like completely fine in the middle of a fight, but he'll be able to keep fighting in the middle of a fight. Whereas if somebody like had their like guts ripped out, they're like the shock would put your brain into a state of like death. You would just die.
Sure. I mean,
He'd be able to like he would be like, I'm
welcome to
gonna grab my
superheroes.
small intestine and wrap it around your neck and start choking you.
Liam,
We
does
call
Omni-Man
it the
have
Talbane
something?
special.
Yeah.
Does Omni-Man have something kind of like a Zenkai boost?
He does
Do they
not.
get
They
stronger?
don't. Well, no.
Okay.
I mean, they get stronger like just passively over time. But they don't get stronger in response to trauma like Saiyans. But that doesn't matter because if they fought, Omni-Man would just kill him. Like he would just blitz and kill him.
I hear you. I hear you.
Guys, I'm sorry. I have to read this one from Duck.
Yeah.
And they say, Mortal Kombat, you mean the game that has a tournament of champions?
Welcome to the Tournament of Champions!
We love it. We love it.
I had to. Sorry.
Okay. Let's talk about Bardock a little bit. So I might have to bring up the Super Saiyan thing, but the Super Saiyan thing is like questionable whether or not it should count because long story short, well, I'll save that for later. Let me talk about how I'm gonna like approach Bardock for this because, like I said, Bardock's greatest feat is him just kind of standing there and letting Frieza murder him. Shooting a laser at Frieza's giant death ball and
he
going,
can go Ozaru. He could go straight in.
he could. So his greatest feat technically would be like conquering multiple planets. He has conquered. It is actually a plot point in the original movie that he has conquered enough planets that he's starting to approach King Vegeta's power level. Like the Saiyans are getting a little worried about Bardock, like, maybe we should put him out before something bad happens, like that kind of thing. But that does mean that probably the best way to figure out how strong Bardock is to use power levels, which I hate using.
All right. How are we gonna reward him for
I'm
this?
not expecting this.
Here's the thing. So Power levels are bullshit. That is correct. However, I do think, given the context that they're set up for, which is Frieza's forces and how Frieza gauges, his forces, does have merit there, because like the Saiyans don't know how to hide their power level, and kind of the main counter to the Scouter is that Earthlings know how to hide their power levels.
Power levels
and then
are not unusable.
Yeah. And then as like the power levels go up into the millions and billions, like those numbers begin to get to points where it's just like, who the hell knows what any of it means? But like there was a very specific progression in the Saiyan and Frieza arcs, right?
Right.
Up to Final Form Frieza's 1 million, right?
If you are
but by the time you
higher-
get to that, then Goku Super Saiyan starts kind of bending the rules there. But anything up to that point is there's reason, it's somewhat reasonable.
If your power
Okay.
level is higher than another one, it means you're stronger, faster, tougher, unless you're like the other person's hiding their power level. But then that at whatever power level they're at that moment. Yeah, I don't think that they're wrong. It's more like if you like double it, like, oh, a power level of 200 is twice as strong and fast and tough as 100. That's more like, it's not really, because then the farmer with a shotgun is like continent level if you like divide it down.
It becomes difficult to, especially when you get into those.
Why?
I think to
Yeah.
I think to a certain extent you can do that with the base levels, because the farmer has a power level of 5. Goku, when we first meet him, has a power level of 10. This is official based on the Daizenshuu. There's also a bunch of like unofficial power levels that are listed by like fucking McDonald's Happy Meals and things like that people will use.
What?
It's just like, Broly has a power level of 15 bazillion. It's like, what does that mean? Who
McDonald's?
knows?
Hold on.
That's
They just,
hard.
put
Really?
they just put a bunch of zeros on it. I don't know.
Yeah, I just have. Did they really? Farmer with the shotgun was 5. But I remember that. But Goku's was 10.
Goku's was 10 at the beginning. So long as you have a power level of 10, you are bulletproof.
They were trying to
Roshi
imply
has,
they
like-
started him as like he's twice as strong as a normal human. As a farmer, I can go find people that are like 5 times stronger than a normal farmer.
I mean, that's what Liam is saying.
Yeah,
like, it's
that's
not
insane.
necessarily perfectly equivalent. It's maybe
Roshi
more like
moon
decibels.
busted at like 150. Like if you
Yeah,
divide that by
Well, I was
30,
actually
you
going
get-
to talk about that.
Yeah.
So
that farmer was
Roshi
built
did a
for
moon
tough,
bust at
right?
power level of 139. And I think like comparing the farmer to Goku is a great example to pull from here, because obviously Goku's not twice as strong as the farmer. He's multiple times, and yet his
Right.
power level is twice as strong.
Right.
So is twice as much. So I think you can't necessarily equate a 100 level power level to a 200 power level as twice as much. It's actually more than twice as much.
Right.
So if Roshi could destroy a moon at a power level of 139,
Mm-hmm.
technically he probably had a much higher like destructive force there, because he fired the beam from the planet's surface into the moon. So it could potentially reach planet level. I know there's some debate there.
I think so. Yeah.
But just assuming it's okay. So assuming it's planet level, Bardock's power level in the original movie is 10,000. So like, even if you were just to double it, that's already over 70 times greater. But if you were to further increase it, like we're getting into hundreds of times planet level, potentially thousands of times. Again, there is no 1-to-1 metric for power levels, but I think we can safely say that he reaches 1,000 or so kind of level at minimum.
I think that that's fair, because you see King Vegeta, who Bardock is approaching. I think even like over the course of the movie, he actually gets to or surpasses King Vegeta. There might be a statement about that, but you see King Vegeta.
There's a statement that he could.
He could. Okay. There is like a part in the anime, and I believe that the movie is canon to the anime, or like, I mean, we would consider it anyways. Like, gives a shit. But we do see like King Vegeta like point planets and like boop them out.
Yeah.
So
King Vegeta just not annihilates some planets.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in this case, we would have to, because Bardock comes from a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that, personally.
I think we have to
It's
bend
consistent.
the rules a little bit here just for Bardock to work at all.
I don't think it's bending the rules even. I think it's consistent. And I think that it
Sure.
makes sense with Saiyans, like pre-Z Saiyans being like in the hundreds of times more planet level.
Yeah. and just
However-
their ability to obliterate. And then
Okay.
Go ahead.
I mean,
I was
are you
about to say
moving on
that
to
was a
strength?
lot of give from Liam.
There was a
Liam,
very lot of give.
Yeah.
where
So
the
we're
take?
establishing that like Bardock is probably over 1,000 times
Yeah.
planet level, essentially.
Okay.
Okay. What about Omni-Man?
Let's talk about
'Cause
Omni-Man.
I feel like he's not.
Well,
You can feel any way you want, Ben.
it might seem like that right off the bat, but no. Let's start with the first big one that I think a lot of people are going to recognize. Mike, could you bring up image 3, por favor? So Omni-Man, with the help of Thaddeus and Invincible, punch through Planet Viltrum and destroy it. Now, I think that actually gives the wrong impression. Gives the impression that they're like, oh, they're like really
So
weak.
it took 3 Viltrumites to
It took
destroy a planet.
So
it's like
3 Viltrumites.
0.3 planet level. Cool.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
not very powerful at all. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can move on now.
Bardock rules. Yeah.
Image 1, Mike. This is one from when Invincible, at a much weaker power level, Invincible and the Tick. This is a canon crossover between
Wait,
the two
what?
of them. Pushed the
no
moon
shot.
into Mars. Pushed Earth's moon into Mars. This happens over the course of this page. Like, the page before that is them flying into space to do this. So this happens within about a minute or so. The moon into Mars.
Wait, when did the Tick learn how to fly?
Well, the Tick, I think, just jumped.
I was about to
think
say
he just
his
legitimately
feet
just jumped.
first. So I was like, did he just straight jump? I was like, flying
It's
is Arthur's
canon?
thing.
How is it canon?
It's canon. I don't know how it's canon. It's referenced. It's referenced in like. Next one. What was the one I was going to go to? There's an image 2, but I'm not. Is that the one I wanted to talk about? Yes.
Well,
Yeah. Let's talk about image
pull it
2.
up and see what
Let's talk
happens.
about image 2. Okay, so it is stated that Viltrumites, they're like the physical, like individual Viltrumites are the most powerful weapons in the Viltrumite Empire. So we can scale them to some of their tech. And in this case, it's a ship that destroys a sun disk, which is a massive mechanical structure that Omni-Man helped build that covers this entire star, and they're blowing it up in order to thaw this ice planet. So it just shoots a laser and blows up a gigantic metal superstructure that encompasses an entire star. So
How does
that
this
would
apply to
vary-
Omni-Man?
Because they're saying they're more powerful. They're the most powerful.
Viltrumites are
weapon.
stated to be
Right.
the most powerful, like, individual weapons in the Viltrumite
Like
Empire. They're more
people.
powerful than the Viltrumite people.
I mean, if he could just do that, then why would he help?
he didn't.
build
Oh,
it?
he didn't want to do it. No. This was not. This was in the middle of a war. The Viltrumites that
Okay.
were opposed to him were doing this. So
Why
that
did they just blow up the star?
I don't know. Ships are more convenient. Oh, actually, no. It wasn't the Viltrumites doing. It was the Ragnars doing it. No. Let me just.
I just want to read a comment from
No.
Argus.
It was
He did
it was the Viltrumites doing. The Ragnar are
did
the
say-
people that are on that planet.
That moon feat was probably 90% the Tick, though, if we're being fair. That thing was crazy.
Hell no, dude. Hell no. Tick could have just done it by himself. So yeah, that would be...
maybe Tick could have done it by himself, but -1. Maybe he needed just like 1%
Just
more
did-
power.
He
Uh-huh.
did jump,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Omni-Man
Or maybe
flew.
the Tick's a nice guy. He's just like, oh, this Omni-Man guy. He needs a little bit of a confidence boost.
Yes.
let's let him move the moon with me.
Hey.
But yeah, destroying a structure bigger than the sun would not just be hundreds of times planet level. That would be thousands of times planet level. In fact, I think it was calced to be about let me see.
I think
8
it's a
million
stretch to be
times.
scaling.
I know
him
it's
to
a-
a, like,
I'm sure it's a
super weapon
stretch,
like
Ben!
that.
It's a real stretch.
It's a pretty big stretch.
After you started with the whole, I know we have to use power levels, and I'm gonna have to multiply them, even though the math doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But
Well, it does. You
Uh,
even admitted that it does.
Yeah.
I admitted that it doesn't. I'm just giving it
No,
to you to be nice.
You
I
said
said
that the
God.
levels
I
make
said-
sense.
I think that the levels do make sense. I just don't think.
Can we
the argument
rewind?
you're
Go
making is
back to
particularly
when
good.
we admitted, yeah, it makes
Hey.
sense.
Check the
But yeah,
clock.
I think Omni-Man, and also there's another one. There's 2 more. Invincible had another crossover with Spawn, where he fought Spawn.
Oh shit.
I don't know
No,
at what level.
It wasn't God Spawn.
It
It was
wasn't
probably
God.
just like Chain and Gun
Pee
Spawn.
poo poo Spawn. And there's
Yeah.
also a villain in Invincible that Invincible fights and defeats called Omnipotus, who came from a different
Oh.
universe. And he came from a different universe because he drained it of its energy, all of its energy, and completely annihilated it. So he was coming to a new universe to do the same thing. So
Okay.
potentially
The
universe
age
level.
old, I've drained
Yeah,
the
yeah.
resources and now I'm here. Yes.
Yeah, but he drained it into himself. Like that was his power.
Gotcha.
And his name is on there. So I think there's a lot more to suggest that Omni-Man is a lot stronger.
And yet it
Also-
took 3 of them to break through one
And yet
planet.
it took 3 of them.
I don't know, man. Okay, so Bardock, of course, talking speed a little bit with Bardock. So there is evidence to suggest that Kid Goku could potentially have some at least near light speed reactions. Officer Black fires lasers at him, which he's able to dodge. Now, it's a little questionable because obviously there's a big arc later on where Goku's struggling to dodge lightning, so it may be like laser timing kind of thing. But I mean, he's at least somewhat in the like high relativistic to light speed kind of category. And that was at a power level 180. So again, kind of calculating it up to the 10,000, that's 55 potentially times light speed. That's not even doing the like doubling or whatever that we would need to get a more realistic number. So I think it's very easy to look at Bardock and not think that he's as powerful as he actually is. And then if we're bringing in crazy shit like the Tick, I feel like it's totally reasonable to bring in the weird ass like time travel shenanigans that Bardock dealt with.
What the fuck does that have to do with speed?
Before we get to that, though, I do think we do need to talk about our sponsor for today's show, which is NordVPN. Hey, it's no secret that Wi-Fi networks, especially free public ones, can be compromised by criminals wanting to get access to, spy on, or even take your data. For example, you might want to surf the web at your local cafe, but the network you sign into happens to be a fake one set up to harvest any sensitive data you enter. They do exist. But there is an easy solution. You can encrypt your online traffic with NordVPN at all times to keep those hackers' creepy fingers out of your info. NordVPN is easy to use. You can connect with one click or enable auto-connect, zero-click protection. It's got 5,800 served in 60 countries and has been confirmed by speed tests to be the fastest VPN out there. You can say goodbye to bandwidth throttling based on traffic type. Since NordVPN encrypts all traffic, your internet service provider can't slow down your streaming speed, which is awesome. And NordVPN is on every major platform. That's Windows, Android, iOS, macOS, even Linux. Even your Android TV supports NordVPN, which is wild. So grab the exclusive NordVPN deal, nordvpn.com/DBC, and get extra subscription time. Try it risk-free now with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Thanks to NordVPN for sponsoring this show. All right, now let's talk about Bardock's time traveling escapades, which I know here's actually what I want to do.
I thought you were going to talk about something else.
What did you think I was going to talk about?
Tournament
No,
of
no,
Champions.
Go ahead.
Welcome to the Tournament of Champions!
Nice.
I guess we do need to get to that.
Yeah, we sure do.
We do have that video. We have that ready to go. Well, you know what?
Show the people what they want. As the people's champion,
Everyone's
I think
just
we should show
waiting
the
for it.
people
Who's-
what they want.
Fine. Let's talk about the Tournament of Champions.
Welcome to the Tournament of Champions!
Are you really ready to end this bit, though? Like, once we do this is the last one. Once we do this, we don't do it anymore.
I know Mike, sir, and he's going to have this asset on hand for the foreseeable future.
All right. So, as I'm sure many of you know, we are at the end of the tournament, and this one is going to decide which matchup we do next year, Death Battle Season 11. Whichever one you guys voted on will be an episode, guaranteed.
Yep.
No matter how crazy it's going to be.
Also, let us know, did you guys enjoy this format of choosing? Because I had a lot of fun with it, honestly.
We were able to bring in a lot more matchups this year than we were last year with this sort of format. And something important to know about what we're doing here with the tournament is it's not just about which one wins. Obviously, that one is guaranteed a spot, but we're also looking at like the conversation around these episodes, really highlighting episodes that you guys have suggested in our Discord server, which that's how they get into the tournament. and seeing how you guys talk about these episodes and react to them and talk amongst yourself and really build some of them up, definitely helps us know what kind of episodes you want to see. So just because your episode didn't necessarily win, doesn't mean that we just were like, I guess nobody wants that episode. It's probably the exact opposite, frankly. So thank you all so much for participating in this. We're very excited to announce the winner of the Tournament of Champions.
Welcome to the Tournament of Champions!
I was doing so good too.
I know. Well, I think you could have thrown that. I thought you could have thrown it straight to the video with that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You did that on purpose. Bullshit. I don't believe you.
well, let's get to it then. It is time to find out which matchup wins.
We up.
Tournament of Champions.
Your voices have been heard. It's time to see who won the Tournament of Champions.
Next time on Death Metal.
Thank you for all your support during this Tournament of Champions! Everyone in the lab really appreciates every one of you. Seriously, thank you for letting us do this. If you missed your chance to vote, don't worry. We're always keeping in touch with our members with cool extra death battle content. Just click that join button today and see what you've been missing.
Okay,
That song was good.
Tomcat.
It's gonna
be
insane.
fun.
It's gonna be absolutely insane.
Point of clarification, because I hadn't seen that video before now. That is not necessarily the next episode. It did say next episode. That's not necessarily true.
Oh yeah, next season on Death Battle.
At some point next season, we'll do that episode.
Next on Death
Yes.
Battle.
Too late. Too late. It's already posted everywhere.
If we
General
had a
next.
graphic that said next season, that's what we should have done at the beginning there.
Next episode.
Well, we literally just found out that that's what it was. With
There it is.
54% of the vote. I mean, Kratos Oscar still did very good.
Yeah.
Very close vote overall. And of course, making it all the way to the end of the poll. Clearly, that's also the episode that you guys want. And we are definitely keeping that in mind. Amongst
Yes, sir.
many other really cool ideas that you guys had that made it onto the tournament.
Instead of that
Crusader
jazzy
fans, you
music.
guys gotta. I was gonna say,
Instead of
you
that-
Crusader fans need to be proud of yourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Instead of that jazzy music, we should have just played like Nordic chanting, like right before, like had like icy wind blow, like next time or whatever. And then
Dun,
show
dun,
Tom
dun,
versus
dun, dun.
Riley.
Yeah.
Gotcha,
Man. Okay. Well, again, thank you all for participating in the Tournament of Champions.
You don't get it. You don't
It's
get it.
gone!
Oh,
It's
that's
gone!
great. Mike has all the power. I'm not gonna lie.
Sometimes
There
it's
was a moment 'cause
beautiful.
it said the words in the video, and I was like, I swear, if Mike hits the asset over top of this
Right
asset,
now?
I'm gonna
Oh,
All
God.
right. Okay. We need to start wrapping this up because we're getting close
Oh,
to
we
the
got
end
Mike.
of the hour.
Welcome
There's
to the
Mike.
Tournament of Champions!
An agent of chaos.
We have a mic cam.
Oh, just
The mic cam.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Oh,
Oh my God!
it.
Everybody have a round of applause for Mike. 'Cause that was incredible. He's been on it this year. I love it. Okay. Wow. All right. So yeah, real quick, just kind of wrapping up what I was going to talk about with Bardock. I don't know if you guys would want this. If there was going to be an episode of like Omni-Man versus Bardock, would you want us to bring in Super Saiyan Bardock? Because not everybody's a big fan of that little special.
I mean, I was gonna say
where,
there's that and
Frieza
Mask.
kills him so hard he warps back in time. To be fair, he does have the like future sense powers, and that's probably what like impacted it or whatever. But like,
Yeah.
I don't remember.
It doesn't
but I
make
don't think it
sense.
ever really explains why he just goes back thousands of
if
years
you-
to the origin of Planet Vegeta.
Doesn't it end with
Would-
him going back to that moment and then dying, like again?
No,
I
he
don't
just
remember.
walks.
I
He
think
walks
it
off
just
in the
stays-
sunset.
Yeah. Yeah, he beats up Frieza's ancestor, and then he's just like, I guess I'm here now, and then that's the end of the movie.
He's just an old Saiyan
Cool.
guy.
If we
Yeah.
included Super Saiyan Bardock, would we include all that mass Saiyan stuff from Dragon Ball Heroes?
Well, that's a whole other thing. There's like
Okay.
other Bardocks, of course. There's the Bardock
Yeah.
in Dragon Ball Heroes and Xenoverse, who's like a villain, I think, with a metal mask.
Mindbreaker Bardock.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other Bardocks which go way further, and I don't think would necessarily tie into it well enough to justify it. But I can see people expecting Super Saiyan to be applied here.
Yeah.
Even if the people aren't generally a big fan of that little special. But he does get the Super Saiyan fighting against Frieza's ancestor, Chilled. And that is a 50 times increase to all those numbers that I've already talked about, which puts him way above light speed, way above like 100 times.
What was the number you
50,000
came up with? What was the number you came up with? Speed? It was like 50 times.
It
and then times
has to be
50?
at least 55 times. And that's like would be a low ball.
Okay, so yeah, no matter what, that's 2,500 something. Just want to make it clear, Omni-Man. Millions of times. There is another feat of Viltrumites flying to Viltrum that's into the billions of times faster than light. Just like significantly farther, or faster, I should say. Yeah, like crossing galaxies and stuff. I don't think Bardock is physically capable of catching him.
Not across galaxies, no, but like, how much of that would apply to a fight? Do you think?
Are we bringing up
Travel speed?
speed
Yeah,
again?
I mean, to a certain extent, yeah, because like that's what you're talking about. Is very
You need to be
explicitly
able
that.
to react to the planet that you are flying to, which is why it translates to combat speed, because it is a reaction. If I don't
Unless Omni-Man
react
has some
to it,
sort of like
I
hyperspace
slam into it.
thing.
Well, no,
they do
there's
not
stuff
have a
in the way.
hyperspace.
You know, he's gonna have to be moving,
And
and he
there's
has to react at that
potentially
speed.
stuff in the way. Yeah.
Right.
I would love there to be a moment within in the Invincible show where he just accidentally slams into a planet. It's like,
Whoops. You know,
To say we just did Goku versus Superman. The travel speed
Yeah.
argument, we're not allowed to bring that up again. That's done.
Yeah, Alex
all
Lord,
right.
thanks for gifting 5 memberships.
Okay. I mean, I'd have to look into those feats of Omni-Man myself, but I do feel like, I don't know. There's got to be more to it, right? Right,
No.
guys.
Comical characters flying
No.
across galaxies.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
there's not.
To be fair, we are at the end of the show, so
Gelatin Man
Um,
with a 20. Good lord, thank you.
I know.
I will say, if we give him the multiplier from Super Saiyan, that does put him on par with Frieza. Like he could have potentially gone toe to toe with Frieza during the
Frieza's stronger than Shield.
battle over.
It's a base multiplier.
Oh
It
yeah,
shouldn't-
oh yeah.
yeah.
He
don't-
wouldn't necessarily be stronger than Frieza, but he'd be their power levels would be pretty close. But like he beat the
First
shit
form.
out of Chilled.
First form, maybe. Not
Yes,
anything above.
Yes, the Frieza that can destroy planets and whatnot effortlessly. I mean, Frieza first form is still incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, he's not like he wasn't Super Saiyan Goku.
No, it's not that again. Once it hits that million point, like that's where I think power levels start going wherever you want.
Yeah.
But that was kind of like the tier, right? That was kind of the end goal of the Frieza saga in terms of power levels and whatnot. You reach that point, Super Saiyan destroys everything, and it's no longer much of a factor. Anyway,
Omni-Man killed Homelander, and that's a service that should be rewarded. No matter what.
Appeal
huge
to
point
the
in
show.
Yeah,
Jeez.
but yeah, I think that he's.
but Omni-Man
just as
also
strong,
beat
if
the
not
shit out of
stronger.
Mark. Do you want to reward that?
Yeah, it's also bad.
At least Bardock,
Yeah.
were like
man.
Bardock,
bad.
even
Thanks,
in
Alan.
the original continuity, he may not be like the father figure or whatever, but like he takes pride in his legacy. He wants his sons to do well. He cares for them to some extent, regardless, especially in the new version. Like
Wasn't he like looked at Goku and was like, power level 2, throw him in the trash. Get that shit
he's
away from you.
confused. He is confused. He doesn't know how to. He like picks up Goku and Goku's crying. He's looking at him and Goku's crying and he's like, I don't know how to do this. It's
He
very
wants to
much
be an
like a.
artist.
Yeah.
He's
It's very much like
unlearning.
that. He doesn't know what to do with it, but like he cares. He clearly like gave a shit about Raditz, at least to a certain extent, that like he became like Prince Vegeta's like
It's turned out
go-to guy.
Mhm.
well.
Um,
Well,
Was-
Omni-Man
which-
also has a change of heart over the course of the time. Like
Well,
pretty soon
spoilers.
after what happens. Yeah, spoilers.
Jeez.
He has sex with a bug lady and goes, "I understand love now." And then for the rest of the series, he's on good terms, much better terms with Mark, and actually helps defend Earth. He does have sex with a bug.
Interesting.
Has sex with a bug and has a little
Well, guess what the
half
Saiyans like
Ultramite,
to
half
do?
bug baby.
Oh, great.
Guess what the Saiyans
Love
like
that.
to do? They like to eat bug people. There's
That's
literally
why.
an episode
That's
where
why
they do that.
they're on Thraxa killing
Yeah.
bug people.
Hey, Ben, so did Omni-Man.
And then Omni-Man shows up and is like,
No.
"Stop my bug wife," voiced by Kim Wexler.
Stop eating my wife.
I love that there's just like it's a filler. It's filler. I think it's filler.
Yes.
I could be wrong. I think it's filler, but it just
our-
cuts
yeah.
to Vegeta and Nappa on that planet after
Bug
Raditz
planet.
dies or whatever, and he's just like eating
Munching.
a bug person.
Munching.
Arlia. That's where he does the point and click.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just at no other point in the series does Vegeta ever show any signs of cannibalism or whatever that would be called. But for some reasons, that's one of the introductory shots of him. It's fucking hilarious. Anyway,
Bardock was feeding them bugs in that. Not Bardock. Broly was feeding those bugs in the movie.
all
He's
right,
like, "Ooh."
let's get to this vote because I think we are at the end here. All right, so there is going to be the poll in the chat. But before we get to that, we do have the answers that you guys gave us before the show started. Let's go ahead and bring the first one up.
From Dude Blade X, Bardock's last recorded power level was close to 10,000. Roshi had a power level at 139. That's exactly the argument. Nice. When he destroyed the moon, assuming power levels scale linearly and can be compared to one another, this means that Bardock has the power to destroy the moon nearly 100 times over. One good shot, and Omni-Man is buried.
I don't understand Ben's research process today.
I didn't see that. But it sounds like I did steal their argument.
It really does seem like that, but
or
no,
maybe
or
they
it's
stole
just the
mine.
best
Maybe they stole
argument.
yours
Same
and
page.
went back
Or
in time.
honestly,
Yeah.
Like
it's
Bardock.
the only argument you can make
Or
for Bardock
maybe
because he
it's
doesn't
that.
have any feet.
True.
All right,
Wall of
let's
like mind.
bring up the answer for Omni-Man.
All right,
have one
from
guess.
J
This one's-
Station says, I have to give this to Omni-Man. Bardock is powerful with him being able to shape his key as a makeshift firearm. Omni-Man is shown to have been fast enough to dodge gunmen firing at him, giving him an advantage in speed. Also, Omni-Man's combat experience fosters an innate ability to assimilate knowledge and insights from past encounters, enabling him to refine his tactics and enhance his efficiency in subsequent engagements. All in all, I'd say that Bardock will need read more.
Why? What? The...
Okay, did Ben like
Wow.
instruct whoever picked this to pick the?
No,
I'm gonna say
I
worse,
had no idea. I've never seen those.
You dodged
Why
gunfire?
I was going to say, I
I'm
love
gonna
that.
help you out here.
Why was that not even the full comment?
I love it.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So clearly, Omni-Man. Like I don't know. Omni-Man doesn't win, obviously.
Oh,
Oh, fry.
oh Christ!
He gets a vote too.
Oh,
Okay.
Christ. Oh.
He's an
He
old
gets a
man.
vote. Shaka, come here.
Is that a Basset or no? No,
He
it's not
is.
Basset.
He's a beagle basset. He's a bagel
Basset.
hound.
That's what,
Mhm.
This is
I
Fry.
love him
He
so
is the
much.
best boy.
he is such a good. Look at that face.
Look at
you can tell
him.
too.
Oh, oh,
Oh yeah!
oh my
Look at
gosh! We have
that.
all the good
Look at that big
boys.
fucker. Oh my God! What's the name?
Shaka.
Shaka.
Fucking Fry.
No joke. Have I ever told you? I mean, that Shaka was the name of my first dog, by the way.
No way.
Yeah, for sure.
You come from a long
Both
lineage.
named
Yeah.
after
Look-
Zulu King. Dr. Zulu. Or...
Yes.
Yeah, I assume. I don't know.
He's like, I
My
assume
parents
so.
named it.
So, I don't have a dog here, but Liam did call himself a dog at the beginning
I'm
of
the
the cast.
dog.
I'll just claim that one. All right. Well, the poll is up, so go ahead and get your votes in. But we are going to start with the vote that you guys voted on before the show actually started. So let's go ahead and bring that up.
The people speak.
Yeah, Omni-Man,
Omni-Man.
60%. Fry, what do you think?
Yeah.
No, you don't care.
60% takes the first vote from the
Okay.
community poll.
It looks like
I've never
Fry's
seen
is
Bardock
like-
dodge gunfire.
That's true.
We've seen it happen.
Yeah, right.
Which
And
means he
hey,
just can't.
remember Goku got shot in Resurrection F.
Yeah.
So, like,
Oh,
Hit by
no.
a rock that Krillin threw
Yeah,
casually.
fell through a rock. That means Goku is mountain level at best.
At best.
All right. So we got one vote in for Omni-Man, but we got 3 more left. Chad, who are you voting for? Thank you, Alex Lord.
oh man, I'm gonna be honest. I came into this just totally thinking Omni-Man. But Ben, you had very limited stuff to work with, and I thought you did a good job, so you swayed me. I'm going Bardock.
I'm honestly very surprised, but thank you. And I'm going to move
Yeah.
on to Embu before you can
Significantly.
rethink that. Embu, we got 1 vote for Omni-Man, 1 vote for Bardock. Who are you voting for?
I gotta be honest. I was really coming in here already expecting Bardock because I was like, okay, he doesn't dodge guns, but he dodges those guys' laser gun thingies that freezes men have and whatever. And on top of all the other things, I can't lie, but Omni-Man just seems stronger. So I gotta go Omni-Man.
All right.
Thank
That's
you.
fair. I didn't even mention, I
Michael,
guess there is
thank you for the
technically one feat for Bardock. He survived Dodoria. Sort of.
Yay!
Technically survived Gas in the manga, but Gas was also not his full form.
He survived.
Bardock gets beat up a lot, okay? He
Yeah.
takes it in stride.
Takes him in stride. He's the people's champion.
All right, so we got 2 for Omni-Man, 1 for Bardock. Right, you voted Omni-Man, Embu?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, right. Okay, so we got 2 for Omni-Man, 1 for Bardock. All right, chat. If you guys... Oh, where did the poll go? The poll already ended?
Someone ended it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sam posted it.
Okay. Well, it was ended a little earlier than I expected with Bardock
Don't question
taking
it. Don't
52% of the
question
vote,
it.
which means
Oh, it's a tie?
it's a tie.
Are you
It's
serious?
2-2. Okay.
And we have mic cam set up, so it's perfect.
Let's bring back the mic cam
Yeah.
for our tiebreaker. It goes to Mike. Mike, who you got?
My cam.
Maybe he does not have it set up again. All right, here we go. Don't you love it when we send it to you? Especially when it's characters you don't
Come
care about at all.
on. Pick one of them.
Omni-Man.
Oh, all right.
All right. Omni-Man takes it. I'm also doing a quick epilogue poll here. I want to get your opinions on if you think Bardock should ever get Super Saiyan if Bardock comes into a death battle. Because I have no idea what general opinions would be on that.
Overwhelmingly, yes, it looks like.
Wow, interesting. Okay.
like that.
Maybe they just want Bardock to get a win. Yeah. Well, all right. So that was fun. I mean, I see this question a lot, and I've been curious, like how people think about it. So let us know if you think this would be a good death battle, or if there's another death battle for either of these characters that would be more interesting to you. I mean, we've had Omni-Man in a death battle before, but that was, let's be honest, that was Omni-Man's fight to win, right? Like, it was really, Omni-Man beats the ever-loving shit out of Homelander because it's fun. So, as there may be a matchup that you think would be fun for Omni-Man where maybe he could lose. Same for Bardock.
Superman.
What you think.
Sorry.
Superman.
Can he beat Goku?
Speaking of which, please go check out Goku vs. Superman if you haven't. You probably, man, it's been doing really well. I wasn't really sure how it would do. So thank you again to everybody who's checked that out and shared it around. Especially big props to the animation team, the effects team, the research team, like everybody pulled out all the stops for the episode. Brandon with the music. God, there's so many people I can thank you. Please check out those credits and see all those names that come up, because a lot of people poured their heart and soul into the episode and really deserve the praise. I can't,
you know what, Ben?
I can't shout them out enough.
And you've been shouting them out a lot because, yes, it's great. But also, you did a really good job, man. I think that's my favorite script you've ever written. So
You sure did, brother.
you poured
Sure
your
did.
heart and soul into it. So.
Just a bunch of dogs.
I tried.
Just a bunch of dogs.
It was difficult because originally I was trying to make the script like, just like a normal death battle, like 20 minutes. And then I was just like, I had to give up at some point. Be like, there's no way.
Actually, Ben, could you hold tight for 1 second? Hold tight. Wait.
What's happening?
I don't actually have it, but this. Imagine I'm holding a crown, and this you drop this, King.
Okay,
You drop this, King.
I will take your invisible crown.
There you go. You drop that, King.
Oh, Ben, you dropped it. King.
Oh,
you dropped it again.
well, it's invisible,
Oh,
so
King, you keep dropping it. Fuck.
yeah.
Thanks,
I don't know what
y'all.
I'm supposed to do once it's invisible and on the floor. Maybe I'll step on it later, and All right. Thanks, everybody. Looks like Super Saiyan is everybody wants Super Saiyan in. So cool. Thanks for letting me know. I'm glad I threw that in there. I mean, I wasn't sure what people would say when I was like, let's bring in the stupid time travel plot. But yeah. All right. Thank you all for joining us. We will see you next week. Thank God we're finally done with the Tournament of Champions.
Welcome to the Tournament of Champions!